Here we go, guys. This is the big one. PinkRoid versus Last round 1. Best of 3 again here. We're seeing what these folks want to pre-ban. They have the whole monster pool available to them, and they can just select whoever they want to take out. But again, they can't do that consecutively across rounds. Let's see what PinkRoid values most here, or what he wants to deny. I mean, he's got first pick, so it's more about what Les wants to deny PinkRoid.
I was gonna say, I was actually gonna throw a guess out there and say Oliver's gonna be one of the units, and it looks like Water Ryu is gonna be a unit getting banned out by Les. I think that's a strong pick, something that we saw that PinkRoid likes to draft, so we knew about it. That's gonna be gone here. Now there's still a Tian Lang and a couple other weapons in PinkRoid's arsenal, and a Dominic first pick. These guys are ripping these units down here already. Masha and Abella coming out for Les. Very quick drafts. PinkRoid definitely should slow it down, guys. This is a legend tournament. Take your time. Nana's coming out for PinkRoid. We've seen Nana before with PinkRoid. He's got one more pick here, though.
Yeah, man, these guys are really... They already had these picks planned out in their head. They slammed down the Dominic so fast. That's exactly what PinkRoid was doing on his streams on his way up to the top earlier. Now he's kind of taking his time to really think about that Molong option in there. Decides to lock it down ultimately. How do you feel about that Masha being picked so early? Is that not a little bit like... she's a little niche now. How do you feel about that stuff?
Oh, Masha's a powerhouse. That's a really, really strong unit right now. It's just because we're seeing a Nana and a Molong being drafted after it. Masha doesn't look super hot into all that water. I mean, PinkRoid can definitely transition and show like a little bit more threat towards that Masha. We'll see what he drafts here. Verti heal and one other pick. He should be taking his time here before he drops in that unit. The Shizuka Cigar, by the way, coming out of Les. Super interesting. You know, to see Cigar is a little surprised. He doesn't have the best base speed, but a lot of people have been utilizing this unit. The buff to AoE provoked is quite dangerous on the Cigar. I do like that he's drafting this segment here. Now, no speed lead for PinkRoid, so I'd be wondering if Les is going to be taking his own speed lead to try and outspeed that segment with the Cigar and try to get a reset out here. We see a lot of Cigar play towards that Molong, so it looks like Molong will be going through, and Cardinal is going to be wrapping up Les' draft. This is some really interesting drafting here. To see the Cigar with no speed lead is wild right now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he can actually get some turns going for the Cigar. I really like the Sekhmet from PinkRoid. That might be a little bit of personal bias weighing in there, but I love Sekhmet as a monster. She's one of my first picks in the season so far. Bans are out, Cardinal's gone, so is Nana. Let's see how this first round plays out. Here we go, PinkRoid versus Les.
This is going to be a really interesting first round for sure. We've got a Sekhmet, by no surprise, taking first turn, a very fast unit, very fast base speed here. Going to go for a reset. Let's see what he chooses to go for. He goes for the Cigar. Does he land? It does land that. Now, that's something that a lot of people are very afraid of with Sekhmet, missing that third skill. We've got a lot of dots sitting on top of Dominic. Dominic took a ton of damage from that Bella, but by no surprise, I'm expecting Bella to be dealing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Dominic is really susceptible to an early snipe there. Here comes PinkRoid going to, or rather, he's gonna lose a unit right now.
Yeah, Dominic getting dropped.
That took me by surprise. It was so fast. Already down Dominic. That's his predominant source of damage. He's got an opportunity to Reckless the Bella, but that's going to put him at a serious deficit if he does so.
And I think that backfoot really does hurt PinkRoid a whole lot here, losing a unit that fast. He's got to start taking units and try to get an edge here. Now, that second skill can bring the Bella back. Does he care to bring it back? I mean, he can. It's going to deal a lot of damage. He could actually possibly get rid of the Molong or do a lot of damage to the Verti heal as well. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what he chooses to do here, but I do think Les has a huge edge. A lot of damage, though.
Really big lead for Les here against PinkRoid in that early round, and wanting to get that tempo in the best of 3. It's really important. Here comes Sekhmet for another chance. This time resisted, doing a lot more things that she's known for on the ladder.
Yeah, exactly. That resist is by no surprise. All right, there's a nice provoke, does land. No defense going to be landing on the Cigar. PinkRoid really could have used the defense break right now to try to pump in a little bit of damage. So Charming Voice, once again, he has it because it was resisted. Gets the strip this time. Any luck here? Does get a stun on top of the Masha, though.
Second time's the charm for Sekhmet here. Did you see is the Molong on Vamp? It looked like he healed up a little bit after that skill too.
It may have been on Vamp. I wasn't paying attention to that one, but it might be because that's really no surprise at all. You didn't draft any sustain, so you could definitely expect that to be on Vamp. Oh, but it's not going to matter. We've got a reset there. Provoke goes out. No defense break's going to be landing. This is definitely PinkRoid getting wrapped up in this first match. I just don't see him turning this one around.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Luckily, he's got the Verd to try to boost up the Molong to see if he can maybe get a little extra HP off that now confirmed Vampire Molong there. Here comes Sekhmet to just try to decrease the amount of damage that's coming towards him. He's looking awfully close to death. Cigar confirms the kill. It is Verd and Sekhmet against the world in this first round right now.
Yep, that's right. I mean, it's definitely not over because Verd he'll be. Oh, I mean, that's a lot of damage coming from
That's a lot of damage. I was agreeing with you until I saw that damage. Verd can try.
He's got to drop the Masha. Thank God. So, all right, so he's able to drop the Masha. So it is not over for PinkRoid just yet. But Shizuka's still a really dangerous unit. He needs to keep these resets down here, and PinkRoid does have it.
PinkRoid's got a very solid chance here. The only thing we need to remember is that Shizuka can bring a monster back to nuke down one of the big threats here. Chooses to take down the Verd, stopping the turn cycling. Now it's Sekhmet against the Shizuka.
You know, that was an interesting play because I feel like he should have brought it back and then rolled the dice to try to get a one-shot onto the Sekhmet. I don't know if it was going to be happening there, but I think, oh, he has it. I think that's the play. Does he bring it back?
It rotates so quickly. I think he's going to have the best of both worlds. He only has skill 1 here because it only reduces the cooldown by 1 turn, I believe. Okay, Sekhmet, now's the time. If you want to land it,
I feel like you need to use these third skills. There, he got it this time. A little bit of poke damage coming out here.
PinkRoid chose to hold it. Oh.
If a violent proc comes through, it's going to be over for PinkRoid. No violent proc. I think PinkRoid has it. Big second skill comes out, finishes him. There we go. PinkRoid taking round 1 against Les. All right.
The last thing, Stoic, that I expected to see in round 1 of the RTA Season 21 Legend Tournament is a 1v1 against a Shizuka and a Sekhmet. That was kind of nuts. That was kind of nuts, actually.
No, we could have asked everybody, what are the last 2 units we're going to see in this match? Sekhmet and Shizuka were not the units anybody would have guessed there. I honestly still think that when Shizuka brought the Masha back, he went and he took out the Vertiheal. And I get it. He took out the Vertiheal because he doesn't want to see any of that turn cycling, but it is a fire unit against a water unit. There is that chance that he may glance in that opportunity. So I would have went for the bigger play. I would have tried to get a defense break with massive damage going out onto the Sekhmet. Like, yeah, he did kill the Verd and remove it, but still Shizuka could have done that job to remove the Vertiheal as well. I don't know.
You know why I'm with you on that? Only because it felt in the moment like the defense break and the full skill 2 might have been a little bit of an overinvestment on the Verd that was already close to death. I thought the same thing. I thought for sure the defense break and the big damage was going to fall on the Sekhmet there to try to even out the game. But ultimately, I think you're kind of stuck between like a Verd and a hard place there because I mean all that turn cycling is really difficult to argue against. So it's difficult, but I agree with you, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you really can't say Lest is wrong here because there's a chance that Masha went in for the defense break and doesn't kill the Sekhmet. It is what it is, and sometimes if you can confirm a kill, you confirm a kill.
Oh, nice ban. Look at the respect. Look at the respect on the Bella that PinkRoid's showing there by banning her out.
Yep, PinkRoid banning out the Bella. Tian Lang getting banned out by Les. Taking the Dominic. Dominic is going to be the unit people are going to be fighting over. I wonder if that's going to continue throughout our matches tonight.
Yeah, we've been seeing that on the ladder a little bit towards the end, and I thought that was a super interesting placement there. Dominic has had kind of an interesting roller coaster over the course of the RTA season. We saw him kind of get over-tuned, retuned back down, and then realize, oh my god, this unit's still amazing. So now here he is, getting first pick to the Legend Tournament.
We're swapping roles here. PinkRoid took the Shizuka and the Masha away from Les. Les had both those units last time, but Les is going to be drafting a Wusa and the Water Sky Surfer, whose name is...
This is exactly what we were talking about right before we went live, by the way, Stoic, where Shizuka is now in a place where even if you don't necessarily have buffs on your team, like, if you have a defense break, or like a glance in this case, like Chungpung and Masha are contributing, you just throw her in. Like, it's just going to be good to have her.
Yeah, he's going to get that value no matter what. There's a lot of things Shizuka can take advantage of. And it looks like Les is going to be taking the... they're swapping units. It's crazy.
We're just trading. We're just full trading right now, Stoic. This is great.
I do like the Juno pick. I like Les' draft. I'm not sure how I feel about Sekhmet. Still, there's no speed leads. So it's like, is the Sekhmet going to be taking turn 1? Should be taking turn 1 to possibly get the reset on the Chungpung. And Pra is going to be the last unit to wrap up PinkRoid's draft. I can't help but give favor to PinkRoid again.
I was just about to say, though, that Les can easily just ban out whatever the last pick is. He's actually picked pretty well up against the previous 4 monsters, so let's see if Les has what it takes to take a round against PinkRoid here. Here we go, guys. Potentially game point here for PinkRoid. Already up 1. This is a best of 3, so if he wins this one, he secures his spot at the finals.
Sekhmet's out here trying to prove all the doubters wrong here. Gets that reset once again to kick off this match. Looking for a big defense break. Massive damage coming out on the Juno. Juno's going to be cleansing that up with a passive. Got Wish of Immortality coming up. 3-turn immunity, 3-turn shields for that Wusa team.
Yeah, and now's about the time you want to start worrying about, like, okay, so we're going to worry about the Juno eventually. We're not quite sure how we're going to get through that. Hopefully, maybe Masha will stick around long enough to land a clutch defense break or something, but that's a problem for future PinkRoid. Present PinkRoid right now just has to worry about the rest of the team. Here comes Sekhmet, lining up a defense break where she needs it most, and that Diana is got 1 foot in the grave already, Stug.
Oh yeah, Les trying to get rid of that Diana as soon as possible. By the way, I love that Shizuka skill 2 onto the Chung Pong. A lot of people don't realize that that skill actually brings the cooldowns down on the units. I believe it's just by 1 turn, so it's very, very handy right there. Oh, I love the additional turn.
Oh my god, the chain
deleting
into
Juno.
The kill! The chain into the kill on Juno. Oh my god, Masha, you monster.
Yeah, really big play right there. Shizuka's about to get full value. Here comes that 3rd skill, dump the attack bar. So good for PinkRoid. Does not do a 3rd skill up, I'm sorry. And a little bit of 1st skill going into the Sekhmet. Sekhmet taking massive damage once again. This reset's going to stay up because of... Oh, never mind. It stripped nothing.
Wow. Huge miss from Les there on the Sekhmet. Can't catch a break. That Masha proc into the kill on Juno early was exactly what the doctor ordered for PinkRoid. That is quite the difficult situation to come back from. It is still technically not impossible just because of the damage scaling on Miles, but that Masha needs to settle the heck down in order for that to happen.
Yeah, really. We got a 2nd skill coming out here. You might put that on top of the Masha. If Masha does go down, he's going to be able to get the revive. No! Chooses to bring back Diana to throw the shields up. That is a very interesting play, but I get it. I understand it.
Yeah, Royd really just wants to play safe there. There comes a certain point, right, where it's like you're so far ahead, you might as well just try to play safe. But again, I feel like this is a situation that can easily get lost. Look at the damage scaling from Miles. Even with glancing, all of the damage still comes through. Like, it's still a winnable position for Les, and I think PinkRoid knows that.
Ooh, only a bunch of 1 turns right there, but we got a nice 3rd skill coming out with the attack bar reduction. The resets from PinkRoid really strong. We're going to see that skill 2 come out. Once again, there's like no value bringing back the Diana for just a 1st skill stun. He ends up putting it on himself to get the cooldowns up. He wants to see that 3rd skill 1 more time, and he's getting a bunch of 1st skills coming in from Wusa. Any defense breaks landing here? No dice for PinkRoid.
Look at that. Look at the glance there. Look at the glance on that Stoic. Oh my god. The positions have flipped. Where PinkRoid was getting the proc into damage before, now Les is getting that same situation. He really needs to make use of the Shizuka buffs because he's going to lose Chung Pong.
I think he has to stop focusing that Wusa right now. He's got to work on Miles. I feel like Miles is going to go down just a little easier than that Wusa. Big 2nd skill's coming out. That's going to not kill. Wow, here comes the 3rd skill. He needs to reduce the attack bar, get the resets in here as well. I mean, that Miles is still built really tanky.
Should you have gone for the defense break into the revive on Masha just to try to get a clutch crit on... That's honestly, that is a pipe dream that I just listed right there. But in my head, I'm thinking, land a defense break on Miles, bring Masha back, just get a crit. Just go for a crit on Miles.
Shizuka is going to get skills up right after this if it stays alive. Not going to be happening here. Les is looking to take this one away from PinkRoid.
And that's the thing. PinkRoid looking so strong at the start with the clutch. He got a very nice proc into an early kill on Juno, but it just wasn't enough. The Miles damage scaling was just too good, and all of a sudden he just didn't have what it took to overcome that. That was really difficult.
There was a lot of really good back and forth in that match. Miles! I didn't expect Miles to be so tanky and still deliver so much damage there. Miles was very, very key throughout that fight. Wusa definitely coming in handy, had the shields and immunity. Shizuka really was trying to turn it around. I love the use of that 2nd skill, trying to get all the soul protections out there, lowering the cooldowns whenever he can. He had an interesting choice there to do a revive on a Diana. I feel like maybe went for more value and try to get a more aggressive play instead of bringing the Diana back just for the shields. I can't remember if the shields kept him alive from something. Maybe a Wusa skill 2 came out that kept him alive with the shields. That may have been the what happened there. but I feel like I would have went for something a little bit more aggressive instead of throwing up the shields. But unless the shields, I believe, did keep him alive for something, then
I'm with you there, Stoic. I would have gone more aggressive in that case because it was at a losing position for PinkRoid at that point. So just for context in that situation, the reason why he threw up the shield was because Masha was already dismounted. So he was trying to keep Masha alive for as long as possible, just to prevent that kill early game. But I think the play might have been skill 2 Chung Pung, revive Masha, go for the crit, just see if you can do it. I think that probably was the way to go. But yeah, here we go. Now we got a chance to wrap it up for both people. Everybody's at game point right now. Whoever wins this one is going to punch their ticket for the finals.
Oh, I mean, this is anyone's match. I mean, I was giving a lot of favor to PinkRoid, but less able to clap back. We got new pre-bans coming out, and it is going to be the Oliver and Ryu, or I'm sorry, Douglas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Still, it's the Moore, right? Douglas's brother, Ryu, as we know it. Don't worry, dude. It's late. We all know it's late. Glad everybody at home is joining us here tonight. PinkRoid slamming down that Dominic. Les following up with
Look how fast those drafts. Those drafts dropped so fast. He didn't even have to think about it. Dominic came, and immediately saw Dominic. It was a Masha Bella draft.
Yeah, this is exactly how they've been playing these previous 2 rounds. They know exactly what they want to be drafting. It's very cool, again, to see Dom in that first pick range and Masha getting a lot of attention again.
Interesting. Praha and the Nana coming out for PinkRoid. Now, I know we played it last time, and the Nana ended up banned out. His next 2 drafts need to be something that's going to show that he needs to have that Nana in here, and Les has to ban out the next 2 picks here. So let's see if PinkRoid can draft enough threat that'll make him not ban out that Nana. But let's see what Les drafts in this place.
Yeah, I'd love to see the Dominic make it into a game too. Here's the Cigar and the Shizuka again. They've been very strong. I think Shizuka's contributed a lot to these games, even more so just from the skill 2 than the skill 3 in a lot of situations.
I know, so much Shizuka play. It's so interesting seeing Omniuji's actually coming out now. So great buffs on this unit.
Really nice. Yeah, that reduced cooldown time on the monster coming back too is nice. But she's just a well-rounded unit, and like, look at this. Before any buffs are even on the table, you can just throw her into the draft and she'll do something. But
this is really interesting. I see a Dominic that can be removed from the field very easily. I see a Vertiheal that can be removed from the field very easily. There's a lot of firepower behind that Masha and that Bella. PinkRoid's got to ban out probably one of those units because it's going to be delivering way too much damage, especially if his Nana does get banned out here. It's got to be Masha and it's got to be Bella. It's one of those units, and they're so dangerous.
Oh yeah, either one of these has the potential to just snipe somebody out early. But he chooses to leave both of them in, but it looks like PinkRoid isn't in the worst spot either because all of his sustain made it through.
I want to say this is a swift Wusa. He wants to get the shields out in immunity, of course, and Chung Pun's just not consistent enough to get his strips onto the field to remove everything from the Wusa. So I want to say it's probably a swift Wusa.
These speed, look at the attack bars, Stoic. Everybody's so close together right now. I was a little bit afraid that he wasn't going to get enough turns without the bird, but it looks like that's not a problem. Look at the damage! Look at the damage from Dominic!
Yeah, big damage, but that is a Despair Chung Pung. Getting Despair Suns on top of both of his units there. Shields and immunity going to be coming up here. Shields does get stripped. A little bit of damage there coming out of Masha, though.
That is exciting. I love the Despair Chung, dude. That's great. Getting another stun, bro.
So much value from that Chung Pung. That's crazy. Does get the defense break on top of the Pra. Pra's going to be procking out here, trying to cycle a little bit of attack bar, of course. This is going to be a Shizuka. That Shizuka's gone. Not gone. Thought it was going to be gone there from the Dominic.
Gonna be gone. Wusa's gonna clean it up here, and now there's no more revives on left side. Les decides to scoop.
Yep, that's 100% a scoop. 3 orbs on top of that Nana. There was no coming back there. Well done, PinkRoid. PinkRoid moves forward, taking down Les.